Welcome to AP World History. If you haven't noticed yet, our course begins in the strange year of 1200, which would not be the year that I picked, but it's where we're beginning. Now, this quick video is going to be a real crash course to catch you up on what happened basically from roughly 8000 BCE, before Common Era, basically those years before the year zero, up to the classical period and post-classical civilizations that we are going to explore to give you some context for those states for when we do start in the year 1200. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and rewind the story to the beginning. Not the beginning, but when people were roaming around the planet. And I really do mean roaming. People literally moved around because they needed to find food. Think of pretty much any of those survivor shows that you find on TV that might feature Bear Grylls like You vs. Wild or Dual Survival. And let's not think about Naked and Afraid. But either way, what do they do in all of those shows? They focus on three key things: food, water, and shelter. Early humans did what these reality show people did, minus the cameras. They moved around looking for food and tried to kill and eat some strange animals so that they could survive. In the history books, we call this hunting and gathering, or hunting and foraging. Either way, things begin to change. The world is going to change drastically when people realize the connection between seeds and soil, and boom, agriculture. You could actually plant food, build shelters, and stay in one space for your food. In fact, you could even domesticate animals and keep them in pens, and then use their byproducts like milk or hides or their wool for your own life. The biggest change was that people no longer needed to move around and they could stay in one spot. It actually even is known as the Agricultural Revolution because it was that big of a deal. It revolutionized how people lived altogether. No more makeshift shelters based on where food could be found. But now those shabby shelters turned into more glamping homes, and before you know it, we have these very large, very nice structures throughout history that we begin to see. Now, we will talk a lot about cause and effect in this course, and the effects of agriculture are plentiful. Now, we're going to go through a quick list of them just to make sure you connect the dots, because agriculture changed things. Number one, it changed how people lived. There were cities. Settlements emerged where people stayed together, but where they planted their food. Roads were built. Population increased because of the surplus of food. Job specialization. Agricultural surplus meant that not everyone needed to be a hunter or a gatherer, or in this case, a farmer. Now, artisans could make art or pottery, and merchants could trade crops or excess of those crops, and new jobs appeared. Social hierarchies. Societies used to be more egalitarian or equal. It's a really good AP word. Before agriculture, where male and female roles were really both valued. Then farming messed it all up again, and we would regain egalitarian civilizations in modern times. Maybe. People started valuing different jobs more than others, and suddenly kings and wealthy people were viewed as superior to others. Social hierarchies. And speaking of kings, people created governments. And with that, they had taxation systems. They kept records of taxes, which led to record keeping and writing systems. Religions also emerged and often were shaped by their local geography. Now, these earliest civilizations emerged around rivers because, again, food, shelter, and water were the key to surviving. Now, the most famous river valley civilizations were the Mesopotamian civilization between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in modern-day Iraq, where you would find the Code of Hammurabi, the Babylonians. He was the guy, Hammurabi, that talked about the original eye for an eye legal code. In Egypt, along the Nile River with their impressive pyramids. Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro along the Indus River Valley, and different Chinese dynasties that were birthed along the Huanghe River, also known as the Yellow River, because of the yellow silt that made the river actually look yellow. All right, fast forward, these civilizations and settlements continue to grow and become empires and become bigger and more land. And that's how we get to the civilizations that you're about to learn about in the classical era. So I hope you don't have whiplash from this quick video to catch you up on historical civilizations from farming all the way to our classical civilizations. There's so much more ancient history that you could study up on your own if you're interested about the pyramids and farming and what people lived in pre-large empires. And that's what's coming next. But for this course, here we go as we zip on forward in history and get to our classical civilizations. If you found this video helpful and quick, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell below to be updated for more videos that will be coming out on this channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.